Today we will be installing the 141 Pro Linkage kit in the Arctic Cat XF 1100 Cross Tour. Before taking anything apart, take photos of the skid mounting hole locations. Remove the front and rear skid bolts on one side of the vehicle. Tip the sled so that the loosened bolts are facing the ground. You may want to use a block under the tunnel as well to get the track off the ground. Again, taking photos of your mounting locations is never a bad idea. Remove the tunnel bolts and swing the track downward. You can now remove the skid from the sled. To begin the linkage installation, you will need to remove the shock, link rod, inner idler wheels, and the rear cross shaft. Before installing the upper bracket, you may need to file away the OEM weld spatter. Install the upper bracket by pivoting it around the arm as shown. Bolt in the green spacer and attach the link rods. Overcam the lower shock mount arm to connect the link rods and shock. Be sure to put this in the outermost hole as seen. This is very important to ensure clearance and prevent any damage to your shock and linkage. You can now attach the other end of the shock and tighten everything down. Installation of a Fox Float 2 shock with the dual pressure 2 reservoir is shown. Refer to your product instructions for installation of other shock types. Reinstall your idler wheels with the included bolts. You will need to install the bolts so the nut is to the outside of the skid rail. Cycle your suspension through its motion to ensure there is clearance between all moving components and tighten your idler wheels down. The rear cross shaft needs to be moved backwards. To do so, mark a point on the skid rail one window back from the original location. It is easiest to drill a pilot hole first, and then use a 5/16 bit. After reinstalling the cross shaft, the skid can go back into the vehicle. Be sure to reference your mounting hole location photos from earlier. It's now time to set your ride height. To set your vehicle ride height, the ideal situation is to have the vehicle sit at 1/3 of the vehicle's total travel with the rider on. To do this, make sure that your suspension is fully extended without rider and measure from the ground to the rear mounting bolt. Record your measurement. The next step is to take the same measurement with the rider on the sled. Take into account any additional weight you will have with you while riding. In this case, we used a 15-pound dumbbell. Make any air pressure or coil adjustments as needed so that this second measurement is equal to 2/3 of the fully extended length. If you have any issues setting your ride height, refer to your product instructions. Your installation is now complete and you are ready to hit the trails.